Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, more extortion cases in Edmonton, plus the provincial push to label a gang as a terrorist organization. A mother's warning, a local mom shares her story after her baby contracted measles. And constructing KDs, how crews set up the fair's rides and attractions in such a short span.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A local mother has a warning for others tonight about the effects of measles after her baby became sick. Morgan Birch's 9-month-old Kimmy contracted measles 5 months ago after a routine appointment at a local hospital. She was too young to get immunized for measles. Birch says her baby had 5 days of fever of more than 100 degrees, and then spots exploded all over her body. While Kimmy is recovering, Birch says she's still not in the clear.
She can potentially lose her hearing. The side effects from the disease can show up, 7 to 10 years down the road from now. Like her brain can swell randomly and she can die. This is what happens when you don't vaccinate.
36 confirmed cases of measles were reported overnight. 22 of those cases are in the south zone of the province. There are no new cases in Edmonton. A new simulation lab at Northwest College is helping nursing students identify measles symptoms in diverse populations.
So make sure when you're assessing, you want to assess the back of your patient's skin as well, okay, for any of these rashes or raised areas, any areas that are hyperpigmented.
The lab uses high-tech patient mannequins that have been programmed with measles symptoms. The college says many healthcare providers have never seen or worked with the virus. It says many images in textbooks are old and don't explain how rashes may appear on different skin tones. With measles on the rise across Alberta, Northwest says it's important for future nurses to know what to watch out for.
The earlier intervention, the less chance of exposure to others and the more that the virus can be contained to eliminate risk in bigger populations. So if healthcare providers are able to assess and report and respond quicker, we can prevent more spread of this disease.
The measles simulation lab is also open to practicing healthcare professionals looking to improve their own skills. A man was killed in a motorcycle crash Tuesday night, marks the 20th deadly collision in Edmonton so far this year. It happened around 11 p.m. in an industrial area near Highway 19 and Highway 2. Police say a man riding a motorcycle, driving at a high speed, crashed into a concrete barrier. The 40-year-old died there. Last year, there were 26 fatal crashes in Edmonton. The year before, there were 24. With nearly half the year left, the city is on track to surpass those totals. Alberta's Auditor General says the province is not verifying whether child care operators are using public funds to lower fees for parents. In a new report, Doug Wiley says without more oversight, the provincial government could be overcompensating some operators. A review of a sample of child care operators found more than half submitted inaccurate reports. As a result, in one case, the province overpaid an operator more than $26,000 in a single month. The money comes from Alberta's child care deal with Ottawa. The Education and Child Care Minister says he accepts all the report recommendations and he will be working to implement a more streamlined and accountable claim system. Some Alberta casinos are now serving alcohol 24 hours a day. The pilot project involves 13 Alberta casinos, including 4 in the Edmonton area: River Cree Resort and Casino, Pure Casino Yellowhead, Pure Casino Edmonton, and Century Casino Edmonton. The pilot aims to match liquor service with the hours slot machines operate. The legal director of MAD Canada says he does have concerns about the harms of increased alcohol access.
Staff need to be trained. They need to not overserve patrons, and there needs to be an emphasis that if they believe that someone is going to be driving, that they call 911 and help ensure that that driver is taken off the road.
The pilot project will run for 6 months. Hockey fans and players in Ontario were starstruck when 2 of the world's greatest players stepped on the ice for a beer league game. Oilers captain Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl took part in a game in McDavid's hometown of Newmarket Wednesday night. Despite having a pair of NHL All-Stars, TSN says their team actually lost 6-2.
What was it like to officiate a game with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl sharing the ice?
Honestly, it's incredible to see them coming down the ice. It's nothing like you ever see in minor hockey.
It's just really cool to be on the ice with them, just kind of starstruck at the end of the day as well.
Are you guys shocked they didn't put up more goals?
That goalie stood on his head out there, so not too shocked actually.
Yeah, McDavid and Draisaitl showing up to a beer league game, Josh, is basically essentially the same as Gordon Ramsay showing up to Taste of Edmonton. You're not seeing any celebrity chefs in Churchill Square tonight, are you?
No, but there are some really good chefs down here. So all kinds of great eats down here. I was checking out the menu, and some really nice new options down here. We have Donovan Viano, general manager with Events Edmonton. You guys are always doing something new, but there seems to be a lot of new stuff this year.
We heard our audience. That's the whole point of Taste of Edmonton, right? We are a nonprofit organization. We want to adapt. We want to bring in new. So we've got 10 new restaurants this year, which we're so excited about. Our total menu is 211 menu items. 98 are brand new.
Right. Okay, so you've been here year after year. You think, well, I always get the same thing. No. This year, you got to venture off the beaten path.
We don't like the same old. And chefs, they are always reinventing themselves. Having 98 brand new menu items, that's telling you that half of our restaurant partners are diving into this. They want to spoil Edmonton with new, exciting menu items.
Changes to the beverage gardens as well, and the kids zone.
Yeah, we've added a kids zone. We haven't forgot about our kiddos, and absolutely, we are supporting 100% local right in our city, in our backyard with our liquor program. We're so excited about it. Again, it's about supporting local. We've been doing it since 1984. And I think we do it pretty good.
Yeah, and some local talent I see on the stage with your lineup. You got Arlo Maverick, right. Buddy of mine on Sunday. Tonight you got Big Sugar is playing, so some really big names and entertainment there as well. And you know what? The ticket prices, are they lower this year?
Well, it's actually by design. We have not...
Like fewer tickets for items, I think.
Yeah, 2 to 5. We have nothing over 5. We have heard Taste of Edmonton festival goers. They were tired of the increase after increase. I haven't increased since 2018.
Right.
So we've actually reduced the price of everything, and so we want to make it affordable for everybody. Why not come? We know that there's lots of options out there, so we want to make sure that we're affordable for our community.
Donovan, thank you.
Brother.
Good luck. Weather looks fantastic tonight. The storms are all going to stay south of us. This weekend, that'll be kind of dancing around in and out, but we'll get to that forecast in a moment. Right now, take a look at temperatures around the Edmonton region. 23 degrees in downtown Edmonton and light wind. Now, the wind is going to become more of an issue tomorrow, it looks like, but temperatures should again get into the mid-20s. We got to 25 for a daytime high this afternoon. There's all the showers and thunderstorms in northeastern Alberta and just off to the south of Edmonton. But watch how they're moving. They're not moving in from the west or in from the south. They're all wrapping back from east to west. And so the fact that they're all south of us and just kind of grazing the southern edge of the Edmonton region leads me to believe most, if not all of those, will miss the city of Edmonton for the rest of tonight. So partly cloudy skies through this evening, some clearing overnight. We'll start tomorrow at about 12 degrees and then get to 25 with wind gusts to about 40 kilometers per hour. We'll talk more about that chance of showers for the weekend later in the newscast.
Go grab a bite to eat, buddy. We'll talk soon. Coming up next on CTV News, e-scooter emergencies, an increasing number of Canadians hurting themselves while riding.
I think those numbers actually underrepresent the injuries that are actually occurring.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Members of Edmonton's South Asian community are living in fear again tonight amid new extortion threats in and around the city. Police say they're investigating connections to a gang which could soon be labeled as a terrorist organization. CTV's Nav Sangha reports.
Extortion threats and arsons against the South Asian business community in Edmonton have ignited again.
They are worried. They have young families and they have businesses.
Edmonton police confirmed there have been 6 recent incidents. Radio host Kulmeet Sangha says business owners who have been targeted are hiring security.
When somebody says, give us that much amount of money, it's out of this world, man.
Over a year's time, a police investigation known as Project Gaslight identified a total of 40 incidents of extortions, arsons, and shootings targeting South Asian businesses. Police say these latest extortions are somewhat related, but are not being included in Project Gaslight.
It seems to be different as far as the players that are involved, but some association and some linkages, yeah.
Police believe one of those players could be the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. India's counter-terrorism law enforcement agency says the gang's leader Bishnoi operates his terror syndicate from jails in different states in India and through an associate in Canada. BC Premier David Eby and Alberta Premier Daniel Smith have both called for the federal government to designate the gang as a terrorist organization in Canada.
So we hope that it'll function as a deterrent for people wanting to be part of this entity now that it's labeled as such, as well as kind of afford our national partners a little bit more tools to do some things behind the scenes.
Police believe there are more extortions that have not been reported. They are holding a town hall near the end of the month where they hope to build greater trust with the South Asian community.
By communicating with us, it's not going to change any risks to you, but help give us some of that information so that we can follow up investigatively to actually build in that public safety that's needed by actually holding these people accountable.
The police has to come up with some sort of strategy how they can make people feel safe.
Nav Sangha, CTV News, Edmonton.
Nearly 1,000 Canadians wound up in hospital after getting hurt using scooters, according to new data released today. About half involved e-scooters. One e-scooter company says the data is misleading. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains.
E-scooters may be a fun and convenient way to get around, but new data released by the Canadian Institute for Health Information shows a slight increase in the number of people getting hurt.
An increase of 32%, so it goes from 375 in 2022, 2023 to 498 e-scooter related injury hospitalizations in 2023-2024.
In Alberta, there was a 22% increase, with 143 people requiring a hospital stay in 2023-2024.
And I think those numbers actually underrepresent the injuries that are actually occurring, because there's people that get injured that don't go to the emergency department.
But the head of Bird Canada says the stats are misleading.
E-scooters are not getting more dangerous over time. People are just using them more often, so the gross number of incidents is obviously going to go up.
According to data Bird collects, they've seen a decrease in injuries, reporting 1 in every 83,000 rides.
Nothing is 100% safe, but when comparing against other forms of active transportation, e-scooters are very safe.
For this emergency room doctor, scooter-related injuries are frustrating because he says they're predictable and preventable.
It's good you're doing a story trying to raise awareness. Will it make a difference? I suspect not, because most people will probably listen to the story and go, oh, they can't be that dangerous, and get on one, and then find out just how dangerous they are.
There are significantly safer measures in the shared mobility space versus personal devices that are less regulated.
Francis Cuddy says education and enforcement only go so far. It's the user that needs to truly understand the risk.
Broken wrists, broken legs, they all heal. But you break your spine and end up in a wheelchair, or you get a serious head injury. Those things don't really heal.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A local tutoring company is already getting ready for a new school year. Staff and volunteers with Tutor Teach are filling backpacks with donated school supplies at Avonmore Park. 28 backpacks will be given to students who can't afford to buy their own. This is the second year for the Give for Grades school supply drive. Last year, the campaign collected 400 items. This year, it reached 1,000.
The outpouring of generosity was just heartwarming, to be honest with you. People not only said, come and grab stuff off my doorstep, they would message us a few days later, hey, I found more, come back, get more.
If you'd like to donate, you can reach out to Tutor Teach online. It's still accepting new or gently used school supplies. Still to come tonight on CTV News, on to greener pastures. Dozens of vintage tractors up for auction in Alberta.
I've always enjoyed, ever since I was a little kid, anything that runs, anything with wheels.
Programming brought to you by Federated Co-ops. Find your summer sweepstakes. Unlock your chances to win at your local co-op.
Ridge in southern Alberta has nearly 100 vintage tractors lined up, ready to be auctioned off this weekend. The Massey Harris and Massey Ferguson tractors belong to Don Ellingson. He's been a collector since 1990. He and his wife enjoy going to antique tractor pull events all over Western Canada and the United States to scope out inventory. Ellingson has restored some of them, while others are starting to show their age. At one time, Ellingson had 107 tractors. He's now down to 91.
I've always enjoyed, ever since I was a little kid, anything that runs, anything with wheels. I was always interested in trying to figure out how it worked. And I was very shy when I was very young, but I was studying everything very closely to figure out how it worked.
Ellingson says it's time to part with his collection because his health is failing. He says some of the restored tractors should fetch up to $10,000 US. You can view the tractors at an acreage north of the Springbank Airport. The online auction is expected to wrap up Saturday evening. Well, Josh, I was just wondering if there's any farm fresh options down there at Taste of Edmonton, but it sounds like you found something from the sea.
Oh, I got a little squid karagi. We got some pork and shrimp dumplings that Brandon's hogging over there. But those are here, Brenda. Let's. Yeah,
the old switcheroo.
Fantastic weather down here, and just delicious. If you come down, booth 3, Japanese street food, Takopo. Unbelievable. All right, take a look outside right now with the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. And a little bit of haze that's been hanging over the Edmonton area through the day today. That is slowly lifting and will continue to break up as we head through this evening and overnight tonight. We're at 24 degrees now downtown, 25 for a daytime high today. Even warmer off to the north. Fort McMurray at 26 degrees. Look at high levels, 28 this afternoon, whereas Red Deer, 14 degrees cooler in Red Deer than it is in high level. In the blues, that's good air quality. In the reds, that is awful air quality, that kind of dark red zone there off in northern Saskatchewan. Those oranges and yellows are a moderate risk on the air quality health index, and that's what we've been dealing with this afternoon here in the Edmonton region. You can see the smoke does drift north through this evening and overnight tonight, so smoke will not be anywhere near as much of an issue as it has been yesterday and today. I mean, you could see a bit of haze. It certainly didn't smell all that smoky in the city, but we'll get back into a low risk. Look at northeastern Alberta, though. Late tomorrow through the day, Saturday, you're looking at some really ugly smoke conditions. You're probably going to have an air quality warning issued at some point through the course of the weekend. And Saturday night, there might be a little bit of that smoke that filters towards the Edmonton region, so we'll see how that plays out. But tomorrow and through the day, Saturday, shouldn't be all that bad. There's a low-pressure system off in southeastern Alberta, and so that's been bringing some showers and thunderstorms to the southern part of the province. You've got some scattered thunderstorms as well off in the northeast. For us here in Edmonton, all of those showers and thunderstorms have developed on a line just south of the city, and they are moving east to west. So I think they're going to stay south of Edmonton, and by the time we get to about 9, 10 o'clock tonight, they'll all start to fizzle out. So clearing overnight tonight for both smoke and cloud cover. Increasing cloud through the day. Tomorrow, though, out ahead of that low pressure system, showers and thunderstorms through the foothills and into southern Alberta. Risk of severe thunderstorms. I think you might actually see some late night storms in the Red Deer region tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. For us here at Edmonton, tomorrow evening doesn't look all that likely for showers. I mean, there might be a hit and miss shower. It's late through the overnight period and into the early morning hours of Saturday. That's when the bulk of our rain comes through, and then it drives north in the afternoon. So midday or early afternoon, that rain should push north of the city. We'll get a bit of a break, and then after that, For Saturday evening and then again Sunday afternoon, all of the really organized rainfall kind of avoids the Edmonton area. Looks like it'll be north and then west of us. And so it's just hit and miss showers in the forecast for late Saturday and late Sunday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 20s again across the north, low to mid 20s for the southern half of the province. And here at Edmonton, we'll get to about 12 degrees tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, some increasing cloud, gusty wind, and a high of 25. And then cooler for the weekend and mostly cloudy. Highs of 20 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But as again, it doesn't look like it's going to rain nonstop through the weekend. The most likely time frame would be overnight Friday night into early Saturday morning. Matt?
Go enjoy your squid, Josh.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, an independent candidate running in a federal by-election says she's had to stop door knocking because of threats made against her. Also ahead, a lively discussion of the latest Alberta Next panel meeting with some people not always staying on topic. And stolen fossils led to a hiking crackdown at Yoho National Park. Those stories and much more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Crews have moved into Northlands. The process of building the rides that make up KDs is fully underway. CTV's Connor Hogg visited the grounds to see how the rides are delivered and set up in just a couple of days.
We closed Calgary, the Stampede on Sunday. We tore down on Monday, and we started heading this way on Monday afternoon.
The KDs Midway is here with some assembly required.
A lot of it is organized chaos, but a lot of planning goes into the logistics. We bring the equipment in a strategic order. The placement's very important.
By Thursday morning, a Midway is sprouting up as Klondike Mike looks on.
It all happens. It's kind of like a symphony, an orchestra.
We have a transportation department which moves, I figure somewhere around 320 vehicles of some description come from Calgary here to Edmonton.
24 hours to opening, time is of the essence. A crew of 500 arrives with the rides, each assigned to teams that work on one attraction through the whole 19-stop season. They take out the familiar pieces they'll need to put their larger puzzle together.
It's really exciting seeing this stuff come together, and it starts on a trailer, and at the end of the day, it's a full-blown amusement ride.
Some rides are more complicated to set up than others. Many involve working at heights that might make some feel a little squeamish. The job may be fast, but it's fun.
There's a sense of electricity in the air. There's excitement when this equipment goes up. Everybody's motivated and ready to get it up and open.
I think it kind of hits home when the gates open. You know, all that work pays off, and all of our guys kind of look forward to let's get this party started.
The Midway opens Friday morning at 11 a.m. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.